A brutal gang rape of a 23-year-old has sent the police running for cover, even as an outraged nation which has time and again been subjected to the frail side of the law demands answers. From students protesting outside college campuses to India Gate, as you saw, to some lawmakers raising important issues in Parliament, the issue has been brought to the fore. The need to enact tougher laws is now out there to prevent such heinous crimes.
2 days after the heinous crime of gang rape in a moving bus in Delhi, even as the culprits are being rounded up, the victim is battling for her life in a Delhi hospital.
As the nation prays for her speedy recovery, she is still battling between life and death at the New Delhi Safdarjung Hospital. The doctors are now hopeful. They say the next 48 hours for her are very critical. Her blood pressure has started to improve and she has in fact also started talking to doctors.
But anger against the rapist is boiling across the country. Their crime so barbaric that it has shaken the conscience of the people. The outrage being expressed with demands for death penalty.
क्या मांगे? सुरक्षा की मांगे। वो हमारा फंडामेंटल राइट है, राइट टू लाइफ। वो लड़की बर्बाद हुई, उसका परिवार बर्बाद हुआ। 14 साल वो केस नहीं लड़ सकती है। तो हमारा है कि तुरंत इसके अंदर हो, सजा हो, कड़ी सजा हो, ताकि लोगों को डर हो आइंदा के लिए।
People just think they can get away with this by 2 years imprisonment. It doesn't even make a difference in their life. So I think death penalty should be the answer to this. The thing is, the law for the rape case does exist, okay, but it's not severe.
The anger on streets could soon also get reflected in the courts.
Death penalty should be instantaneous within a shortest of the time so that the public can be safe and this kind of a heinous crime can be controlled in a proper manner.
I think this is a high time for the government and the authority and the Delhi authority to take some very much strong steps.
40 women lawyers went to the court asking for intervention in the rape case of the 23-year-old woman in the capital. The Delhi High Court said they were extremely disturbed with the incident that had happened and the brazen attitude. They said they will be taking cognizance of the matter soon.
Voices from across the country demanding a law that can act as a deterrent for these monsters.
I think it's high time to amend Section 376, which awards punishment for rape from 7 years to 10 years, and I think death penalty should be imposed for the rapers because it should be a deterrent to the guilty-minded people in the society.
In the law related to the rape and all such sexual molestations again must be drastically amended as soon as possible because India has become a country that is not safe for girls anymore.
The burning question is, if rapists act with such impunity, isn't it time for India to amend the law to allow capital punishment for rape? With Deepthi and Rhythm in Delhi, Luthra for Times Now.
Well, joining us here in the studio, let me please first welcome to my extreme left, Tajender Luthra is Joint Commissioner of Police North. I said to you, it's good to see a senior police officer in a studio. Thank you very much. It shows that at least you want to be accountable.
Of course.
Ranjana Kumari, Director of the Center for Social Research. Thank you very, very much. To my left here is Malavika Rajkotia, Senior Advocate. Thank you very much, Malavika, for coming in. Prableen Toteja, to her left, is a social activist. And Kulsum Rashid, also joining us today. They both have very strong views on this. Thank you very much. We need more and more strong voices to come out on this issue. I am also joined today by Smriti Irani, who delivered a very tough, but I must say a very short speech. Smriti, I wish the chair had the patience to listen to you because the country would have had the patience to listen to you for a little longer today. And I'm also joined by S. Srinivasan, who's uncle of Pratibha Murthy. On October 6th, after a 5-year-long trial, a court had sentenced to life imprisonment the person who was held for the rape and murder of Pratibha Murthy. This case, unfortunately, is still going around in circles. Mr. Srinivasan, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, sir. I first want to begin by asking you, Mr. Tajender Luthra, when your police force has failed, it is good to acknowledge that you have failed. The more you say we have not failed, the less the faith of the people will remain in your own force. Why are you risking losing the faith of the people of Delhi?
Arnab, today the issue is not whether we have failed or not. your debate, if it has to be meaningful, it has to touch two levels. First, it has to touch the level of the society, the kind of society we are living in, the kind of values we are imbibing from our parents, the kind of culture we are giving to our children, and the kind of barbarian behavior that is prevalent in our society, and the kind of animalistic instincts are there in our society. And the second level that your debate must today touch should be the criminal justice system. We are the foot soldiers of the criminal justice system. There are many other parts which we need to have a holistic approach to look at, and then only we can find a holistic solution of the problem.
You know, this, I'm sorry to say this directly to you, Mr. Luthra. You know, I'm not in the business of going around in circles. Don't try and blame society. You need to blame yourself. Please allow me. A woman is being raped in a bus. It moves through a distance of 31.4 kilometers from Palam Vihar to Mahipalpur to Munirka to Saket Mall, right? In this area, there is no police cover. There is no single policeman patrolling who could have intervened and avoided this from happening.
There are police patrol in this area, but you must also go deeper into the facts that this was a bus which had curtains and there was no SOS. Had there been an SOS, had there not been some curtains,
I don't understand this, because an Aam Aadmi, he goes in his car, he has no curtains allowed in his car. Smriti Irani wants to come in. I'll open this up for debate. Okay, Malavika Rajkot, he has the first question to you. Smriti, I'm coming to you. Yes, go ahead. Your direct question to the...
When Kiran Bedi was in charge of Delhi traffic, she introduced two very, very important measures. One was the crane, which carries on till day because the Delhi police makes money from it, and the other was tinted glasses, which were to be done away with, and tinted glasses is back and the crane carries on, because there's no money to be made from...
Can I answer? Number one,
can I just add something to that?
Let's not...
Can I drive around in a car with curtains and black...
Let me answer to what you just said.
And in Kiran Bedi's time you couldn't.
Let me, Arnab, please be fair to me. Let me answer to what she has just said. She has leveled maybe a sort of allegation. Number one, tinted glasses, we have a special drive, and in this year we have removed about 30,000 tinted films from different cars.
What happened to the bus?
Why did it come back after Kiran Bedi banned it?
No, watch. Okay, I think your point has been taken. Kulsum Rashid has a follow-up question.
But why does only those cars and only those buses get away with tinted glasses and rape and sexual assault happening in those buses and cars?
You know, you are trying to say, you know, prevention is something which is not tangible. Whatever
prevention is not tangible. Explain that.
Yeah, because whatever we prevent, we cannot put forward and claim that we have prevented this. But of course,
one second, Mr. Luthra, if you say prevention is not tangible, you know, it's a statement as foolish, if I may say.
Of course not.
The statement of the police commissioner who said today, theoretically, this bus could have been stopped. That means the blame is on society and the police is redundant.
You know,
is this the first rape which has happened in Delhi in a moving vehicle?
No, not at all.
Then why is it being repeated again and again?
You know, crime is a continuous challenge for police and society. You cannot say that we take X measures or X plus 10 measures today and henceforth no crime will be taken place.
One second. The question is coming to you from Prableen Tuteja. Are you convinced with this argument of the Joint Commissioner, please?
I think none of us are. And while you're saying, sir, that the society has to be responsible, we're not saying that the society is not responsible. They're ready to come out. They are always there. But when we as citizens we believe that the police is there, the Delhi police slogan is that for there with you always.
For you with you always.
For you with you always. Then can you define always for us then? Because I don't see a lot of times, and this is something that is happening again and again.
He blames society. Do you accept that argument?
Not at all.
You don't take the blame.
Not at all.
He's saying share the blame.
No, not at all.
Is police not a part of the society? Yes, are you keeping it completely separate from you?
Excesses on women committed by police officers. Question number 6.
Number one, we are not abdicating our responsibility. we are fully accountable to our democratic society that we are serving. Number two, when I say that prevention is not tangible, I only mean to say that whatever we prevent, we cannot put forward and claim something for it. But whenever something happens, that of course we have to take the blame for that, and we are accountable for that.
But I remember a statement of the Delhi Police Commissioner then in July 2011 who said you cannot drive alone at 2 a.m. on Delhi's roads and then claim that the capital is unsafe. You should take your brother or sister with you. These reasonable precautions are expected to be taken by all citizens of the city. Firstly, this is an unacceptable statement. And you know, there are also cases where the woman is accompanied by a male friend and despite that they are gang raped and assaulted. Like in this case.
Who do I step out with?
Who do you step out with and what is the mindset? You can't change society, you can't prevent crime. Society won't change overnight and then expect crime.
Yes.
Expect crime.
No, I'm not saying expect crime. We are doing every bit of it that we can do. We have, if I must explain, we have taken all kinds of measures for women's safety. We are talking to...
No, can I answer? You actually...
One question from Ranjana Kumari.
No, I think failure of Delhi police cannot be couched under the, saying that, society is what it is. Society is what it is. That is why you are there to protect. You are, failing in providing that protection cannot be really justified by anything. So I think what you failed in, three things. One, that, the bus moved around. There was no picket, otherwise you stop people for no reason picketing them. And now there was no picket. Second, that there is no preventive system, and I'm really surprised and shocked to hear from you that preventive system is not there. At the same time, you don't believe. No, you don't believe in it. You almost sounded as if there is no reason why we should have a system. And thirdly, you are failing because there is no round-the-clock patrolling. You have over 650 vehicles in the city. Where are those vehicles? Who is really they are protecting? Where? I mean, in the night they are supposed to patrol round the clock. So please accept that there has been, we need to do more. You are not doing enough to protect the girls and the women in the city, and that is why one after the other incidents is happening. And the girls are asking question, how did you allow the cars with all those glasses covered? Why even one car in the city should move, which has a rule not to have a single car which should have the glasses? Why are you allowing that to happen?
How do the buses get away?
Yes, and bus, and who are these private bus owners? And how can they enter the city without your permission?
Do these buses,
who are these people?
How are these buses allowed to flout them?
Yes, and who are these buses?
Is there a collusion between the bus operators? And maybe some lower level functionaries in your own police department. Of course. Well, you can clearly deny it. Why are you in denial about the police?
Would you allow me to explain?
Why are you in denial about the police?
Would you allow me to explain?
I will, but why do you say of course not when I ask you why is there possible collusion between lower levels of the police and these bus operators? Because these buses were also carrying children. That means on a daily basis these buses are carrying children in, and how can you assure me today that the same crime would not have been carried out by a sexual pervert on a child inside a moving bus? Would you then also come and tell me, Mr. Luthra, that of course not, these things happen, society is bad?
No, I'm not blaming the society. I'm only trying to explain you that we have to see the problem in the whole perspective.
I understand the perspective. I'm not divorcing
but why should this perspective not be? You are there with, I can tell you that there is insensitivity looming large about this whole issue in terms of response to the issue itself. You just do not understand how every girl, every woman in the city today feels.
Let him reply. Let him reply.
Your points are well taken, but if we go at a practical level, you must have seen at the toll, Gurgaon toll, there are about 20 lanes, and despite 20 lanes, there is a huge jam every day. Practically, it is not possible to picket and stop a bus or a vehicle and check them.
Okay. So for a 31-kilometer route, a bus can go unchecked in there?
No. Arnab,
what if there were terrorists inside that bus?
If we are here for a meaningful debate, please allow me to explain.
What is not meaningful about my question?
If you are stopping me, if you are trying to pick me on every point, then I'm sorry.
Well, I think you are here to be accountable.
Of course, I'm accountable. That's why I'm here.
I cannot ask you some easy questions.
That's why I'm here. I respect my accountability.
Yes,
but
to the people.
Yes, of course.
And you must respect my right to ask you the question to make.
Of course, I am respecting your right. That's why I am here before you.
Yes.
Otherwise, I could have avoided it.
As of now, let me tell you, very sorry to say this, sir. I appreciate that you are here, but the police has no choice but to be accountable.
Of course, we have no choice. We are always accountable, and we will always be accountable to the society we are serving. So, you must also appreciate the kind of handicap, the kind of environment in which we are working. If you do not appreciate, then you will only be lamenting and,
I'm sorry, Mr. Luthra. It is not like nobody appreciates. But the fact is, you can't go on and on about the same thing, that there's a problem is with society. The problem is with society. 1 minute. There is no society which is crime-free. Societies are made crime-free by the police. Now, why is you are not even accepting the problem has gone out of bounds. I mean, it has gone crossed all limits in Delhi. Smriti, you have to protect us from the law. Smriti Irani is here today. One second. She has heard you, Mr. Luthra, and she wanted to make a couple of points, so I won't come in between. Smriti Irani, what is your point to the Delhi Police Commissioner who's on our show this evening? Smriti.
You know, I have a huge problem today mincing my words when it comes to the gentleman on your panel. I have a huge problem when he says, पर्दे का fault था. When a commissioner says कि रात को 2 बजे अकेले मत घूमो. When an SHO says कि लड़की का बलात्कार होता है क्योंकि वो ढंग के कपड़े नहीं पहनती. या अगर बार में जाती है किसी लड़के के साथ, then she is asking for it. I have a huge problem when the gentleman on your panel talks about practicality. Sir, I knew that I'm scheduled to appear on the Times Now debate at 8 this evening. I, in my own car alone, travelled on the entire Munirka belt from Lodhi Garden. Let me tell you that the 650 PCR vans Ranjana Kumari speaks about on your show tonight, Arnab, I didn't see many of those vans. There is an incident of a female reporter almost assaulted at the same spot last night. If the cameraman in her crew was not rushing to her to rescue her, those men who accosted her would have picked her up from the same spot. So since we are talking about practicality, my question to the gentleman on your panel is this, that in Delhi the traffic police has issued over 8,000 challans to men who drive illegally in the public transport service. How many of those men's licenses have been impounded? I would like to ask him as to how many people who come up to you, girls who come up to the police force and complain about molestation are turned away, and these issues of molestation and eve-teasing is taken lightly. I have met scores of college students who tell me that, ma'am, when I go to a cop, I literally get a sneer on the face, and there's one gentleman who was obnoxious enough to tell a college girl that chheda hi hai na, balatkar to nahi kiya. So I would like to know how many such officers has the Delhi police taken cognizance of and taken action against those who failed to stand up with citizens when they demanded security. My question to you tonight, sir, is manifold, because I have also... Arnab, let me finish. Arnab, please, I beg of you, let me finish. I have spoken, I am sorry, I might violate some principles of privacy on your channel. I have spoken to some people who have attended to this child in the hospital. We talk about severe trauma to this child. They literally ripped her intestines out. They left her for dead on the road, and she lied there in that condition for 1 hour. So where was your PCR van?
Answer.
You know, number one, there is no denial about the fact that we condemn this issue. Number two, there is no denial about the fact.
Give me an answer. You are fed up of news bites, sound bites, speeches, condemnations. I have written to the Delhi Commissioner 2 years ago requesting more patrolling, requesting more and more allocation of the forces on the ground, especially in areas where you know women are vulnerable. I have requested that please do Samiksha every month as to whether you are able to control crime against women. This is not something new. We have been begging for this for over 2 years.
Let him answer. Watch out. Smriti has asked him a few straight questions. She says, where is the PCR van? One. And B, she says, there are police officers who have a terribly... One second. There are police officers who have a regressive mindset. And let me ask you, I'll take this question forward. There is a person called Sunil Kumar who was SHO Ghazipur, Delhi. He says, in these places, he talks of pubs, you will find girls who want to do it for 1,000 rupees. They will drink and also have sex with you. The day somebody uses force, it becomes rape.
It is absolutely not acceptable.
Well, I'm not asking you whether it's acceptable. I want to ask you whether this man is still in the police.
No, that's the elements of
in Tehelka exposed Sub-Inspector Malik, who said the real issue is that where he pinned blame on the victim. The real issue is that the girl is a habitual vodka drinker and had asked for a vodka party. She then demanded 6,000 rupees for sex. When the money was not paid, she registered a rape complaint. He said, I will have call records pulled out to establish she had a relationship with one of the accused. In another case, he says, the girl's mother is divorced. She's living with another man from so-and-so community. She's 48, man is 28. It is inevitable that the two daughters will be wayward, isn't it? I am asking you today, Mr. Joint Commissioner, that these are the people who are still there in the Delhi police. Why haven't you thrown these people out?
You know, so far as my knowledge goes, we are conducting inquiries against these people, and we have been punishing these kind of people.
Really?
Yes, of course. And so far as
sensitization programs.
Of course, let me come to that.
No, one second. Rajinder Singh, additional SHO of Old Faridabad police station, says there are cases, but 70% of cases involve consensual sex. Only if money is denied, it gets turned into rape. This man has a mindset. This was exposed in April. My question is today, these people have a mindset and they are in the Delhi police.
Yes,
Smriti Irani is asking you, I don't trust these people to protect me. Why don't you throw them out?
Of course, we are in the process of throwing them out, but there is a process. We have to conduct departmental inquiries against them. We keep on punishing them.
So tell me what has happened. What has happened in the people who were exposed in the Tehelka investigation of April 2000?
Sorry, I don't have the data with me to tell you right now. I'm sorry.
Okay. Second question. Where are the PCR crew? Where are the police vans?
Let me explain you. Arnab, in this town we have about 600 plus PCR vans that patrol on the roads, and besides this we have police station vehicles. We have moved a proposal to increase this fleet by 300 plus vehicles, and today Commissioner of Police met Union Home Secretary.
Today?
Yeah.
What was going on till today?
Till today also we were following it up. But
no, what was the follow-up going on? Was it not being taken seriously till today?
No, I wouldn't say it was not.
Will you go to the family of the 23-year-old and say that I'm sorry? One at a time.
Arnav, I want to add to list of his problems. There are less policemen. There is only one forensic lab. There is another one in Hyderabad. There is another one in Chandigarh. Why can't Delhi have another one and more equipment? There is no properly trained police squad which does investigation. That is why so many cases, when they are in the court, they do not stand the scrutiny of the law. There is training problem, there is gender sensitization which needs to be done at every level of policing. Police does not have enough women in the police force. These issues have been known for over a decade. So why is Government of India, Delhi government and police force together not resolving this issue? And every time when incidents happen, all these lists have been given. So why don't there be resources?
Now, one at a time, please. Let him respond to this, then I'll come to you, then he'll respond. Yes.
You know, we have taken a number of steps, particularly in the rape cases. About 10 years back, we set up rape crisis intervention centers.
They're not working. We are the members. No. Because a lot of NGOs have walked out, because crisis intervention centers, you have not supported the NGOs which are working, not even the travel money by bus to go to the incidents where the incidents happens. No. We are till date part of that system. That is why I can tell you we need to do. There is no support system.
I also want to ask you why the Delhi Police Commissioner smiled and laughed today. In one particular incident, the reporter asked him a question that there was this particular WagonR number with this car in which there were people who harassed a female reporter plus an anchor of a leading Hindi channel. And the Delhi Police Commissioner was asked, what action have you taken on it? The Delhi Police Commissioner looks and says, was there a case registered? The person says, I'm not sure. Then he laughs and he says, if case is not registered, then what can we do? I mean, this issue was debated today in Parliament, Mr. Luthra. If MPs can raise this issue suo moto, is the Delhi police sleeping? And why is the Delhi Police Commissioner giving us this kind of reply?
I'm not aware of it, and I don't think Commissioner must have replied like this.
Well, this is exactly what he said. I'll show you the tape.
I don't know. Maybe
I have a question.
I can't answer.
Show it or not?
Well, here's a question coming your way from Kulsum Rashid.
Yes, my question to you, sir, is that today you're talking about getting 300 more vans and cars. Why take reactive measures when a rape case has happened? Where is police taking proactive measures in this country is my question.
You know, and
sir, you are talking about 87% reported cases of rape not getting justice, where incidences of violence are not even looked at.
It is not true.
It is
absolutely true.
No,
The fact, yes, she's right. 89% you report, you are able to.
Let me answer one by one. I cannot answer four people.
Let me just
I am
support
pitted
her
one against four.
This is a data
let him answer.
coming out of this, and
Let her answer.
only 29%
She said Delhi police is
so what is
reactive.
happening to rest of the
She says Delhi police is reactive.
Delhi police is not reactive. Why? You know, fight against crime is a continuous process.
So you said
there was a time when there were not even 100 PCR vans in Delhi, and now we have more than.
But it doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Then what does it help?
It doesn't help. Those people, who are these people protecting? And yet you say that on a 31.4 kilometer stretch, there can be a bus which goes flouting the rules and not one policeman will catch it. What is the use of such an infrastructure? Who is it going to protect? The politicians? Here's the next question coming your way from Prableen. Go ahead.
We have cases which are, every time such cases come up which is related to rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment which happens every day. I call up 100 and if I am somebody who can speak in Hindi, yes, my call might be answered. What if a person Delhi is a capital, you have people from the northeastern regions, you have people who are international students, you have people who, I am sorry, do not have their first language as Hindi. If they want to complain in English, can their calls be taken?
Of course.
You have 1096. I have personally faced it, sir. 1096. I called. It is an anti-stalking helpline number. I called. I said that there is a person who's stalking me. That the immediate question was back to me, asking how many times have I noticed this person behind me.
Yeah.
Now do I need to prove?
How many times do I get a call from a stalker? Now
do I need to prove what is stalking?
He calls me once and he says really obscene things that make me really upset about what he said, but I cannot react because the first question that comes is from 1091 is, oh, how many times did they call you?
So the idea is the idea, and I'm making a point. Women don't come to the police just to pass time. They come when there is a genuine issue. However, I mean, all the anecdotal evidence tells me, Mr. Luthra, that the first response of the policeman is to say there must be something wrong with this woman.
May I
Either she's a bad character, or she's trying to implicate someone, or she's trying to extract money. The whole onus of proof is on the victim, and that's so sad. I completely endorse that. Malavika Rajkoti has a question.
Women do not perceive the police.
I will allow you after this one. Yeah.
Women do not perceive the police to be an ally. There is nothing that the Delhi police does. Any policeman today at random, if we can pick up from with the way he is going to be looking or engaging or talking to a woman, there will be nothing about him which will be even appropriately, minimally respectful in dialogue and conduct.
No.
They are not gender sensitive, they are not trained to be. The very elements of society that you are complaining about are those elements that you have co-opted into the police force. And it's one thing to be reactive, then you should have come actually prepared rather than only being defensive as to what, okay, let's look ahead.
Yeah.
Within the next 7 days, what are the proactive steps which make us
What changes in the next 7 days?
What are the changes you plan?
In 2000,
not plan, implement.
No plan.
No planning. We said last time also, December, again last time when there was a rape that happened in the Dhaula Kuan case, fast track court was told the same The same demands are put.
Let's talk.
Is not
Next
the,
step.
even the government.
We
don't
want plans, we want implementation
let Mr. Luthra answer. Let Mr. Luthra answer.
Arnab, I cannot answer 4 questions at a time.
No,
You'll have to be fair to me.
It is the same point.
We're talking about the same thing.
I can answer one by one. Number 1, we have taken number of steps, and when I say that, you don't allow me to finish. How do I go?
No, you have repeated yourself.
No, not at all.
You have said that society is the problem. You made 3 points so far. Firstly, you have said that the problem is with society.
I never
Second,
said that.
No, you started by saying that. Then you began by saying, Mr. Luthra, I have an elephant's memory. Then you said that the infrastructure has increased. We had 100 PCR vans earlier. We have
Not
this
at
many
all.
PCR. Then you said, what have you done now? You said, today we have met the Home Minister and we are looking at some steps. To which rightly the young lady is actually saying here that you are taking steps today. So she is saying you are reactive. So
when I want to explain,
have I misquoted you?
At one point, of course.
Have I misquoted you?
Of course, you are not quoting me in the right context.
So let's say what he
Okay, then you said
proactive. Let's
I only wanted to say there was a point of time when we had only 100 PCR vans. Now they have increased to 700 plus. Tomorrow they'll increase to 1000 plus, and day after tomorrow maybe they'll increase to 1500.
No, when is tomorrow and when is day after?
Let me answer, please. Let me answer, please.
No, tomorrow is rhetoric, right?
No, let him complete.
Okay.
Let him complete.
So the fight against crime is a continuous process. Please try to understand
But
that.
the simple question I'm asking you, Mr. Luthra,
when I say we are...
when you had 100 PCR vans, you had less crime than when you have 650 PCR vans.
Not at all. Not
really?
Not like...
Are you questioning the rising crime graph of Delhi?
Okay.
How is it?
Are you questioning the rising crime graph of Delhi? Then I have some figures. You have 500.
But do you need a crime to prove by having more?
No, Mr. Luthra, when you have less infrastructure, you have less crime. When you have more infrastructure, you have more crime. Today you have 568 cases of rape in 2011. In 2010 alone, so far you have 580 cases of rape, which by this growing trend, the number of instances of rape have gone up by 7 to 10% in 1 year alone. Therefore, you cannot tell me that I am wrong when I ask you that your infrastructure which you are boasting of has been completely and utterly ineffective in protecting the people of Delhi.
Mr. Goswami, now can I answer?
Yes.
My answer is the rise in crime is related to different factors. Our society is developing, the education level of the society is growing.
Women must be raped.
No, please allow me to answer.
You know, because you are...
Can you answer?
Let him answer.
I have not answered and you have jumped to a conclusion.
Let him answer his question, then I want to go across two of my guests.
Okay, please go ahead and answer. Yes, you do answer.
You know, the rise in crime is related to different facts. The level of awareness in our society is increasing, the level of education in our society is increasing. Many cases which so far were not being reported to the police, now women are emboldened, women are aware, women are more educated. So society and the women have the courage to come to the police station and register their cases. So the increase is there in the registration figures.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, are you
but I want to go across to Smriti. Before I come to you, I'm just going across to Smriti. Before I go across to you, I want to get in Mr. S. Srinivasan, somebody who I have had the privilege and honor of knowing, speaking to in the past, and I respect the manner in which Mr. Srinivasan, who is uncle of Pratibha Shrikant Murthy, was raped and murdered on the night of December 13, 2005 by her office car driver. Since then, it has been a non-stop fight for justice. And this was in Bangalore. It was not in Delhi. And I am not saying it's a Delhi problem. It's an endemic problem. It's worse in Delhi. And Mr. Srinivasan is fighting that battle. It's going on and on and on. Mr. Srinivasan, you've heard this particular incident which is happening here. I'm sorry to keep you waiting, but you've heard what the Delhi Police Joint Commissioner is saying. As someone who has seen what an incident like rape does to a family firsthand, what would you say to the senior police official who's with us in the studio?
You see, it is all happened in a way and took nearly 5 years for the police and the court to decide the matter, what should be punished and all that one. More than that, the very incident of charge sheet to levy that one, they have not gone in order. They have caught hold a person and charge sheeted that person only. Though of late the culprit himself was citing many names, it was not taken into cognizance even by the police officers. And courts rely only on the charge sheeted person and went ahead. They don't look into this side or that side. So the police go on arguing their case, and the defense advocates take advantage of all the matter, whatever may be the support given to the culprit. So the police always, it is always stated, even in the Times of India also, just culprit. The police always side the culprit. This is the statement that is given. And they have warned the judges also not to be partial in their statements. Even in the judgment given in the Pratibha's case, he said in the judgment final wordings, you can see he is more concerned with the culprit than the suffering of the mother, who always says the culprit is well fed in the judge. Death penalty is not given and he is looked after by the government, whereas she is left alone in the world. Nobody cares for her. This is the way it goes from police to the judgment also.
So Mr. Srinivasan, the simple point that you are making is, when people lament about the criminal justice system, it is the prosecution as well as the process that goes on in courts. Yeah. It is not the courts alone. Yes, courts, we have a lot of complaints. Even Smriti Irani, so over to you. You wanted to make a point here. Just 1 minute, sir. I want to go across to Smriti Irani, who wanted to take on Mr. Luthra on some of the points he made earlier. Yes, Smriti, go ahead, please.
No, I was just listening to Mr. Srinivasan speak about the plight of the victim rather than plight of the family members of those who rape women. And I'm reminded of a program on Times Now, which you did out now specifically, pointing out how many rapists and murderers did Pratibha Patil pardon before she left office. And I think that outrage is something that we all forgot. And that is the problem here. Everybody expects us to forget and move on till the next incident happens. The problem that Mr. Luthra is trying to attend to on your panel tonight by saying, see how educated women are and they are more bold and they are going into police stations. Let me tell him, ask any Indian woman today, she would not happily go to a police station. She would only go if it is her last resort. The question that we are debating on your channel tonight is that how does this... Because they don't feel safe, Arnab. How many women? I will challenge the officer on your show tonight. Ask any Indian woman, would she feel safe walking into a police station at 2 in the night? I will change my name if she says yes. No. Women, a class, they are more and more. This question here. Ma'am, let me finish or not.
Before Mr. Luthra answers, Malavika Rajkotia wants to answer your question. Would you feel safe going?
Or not?
You are a lawyer.
Let me. They do not even know how to conduct or engage or deal or look.
Are you generalizing? Are you generalizing?
Well, obviously, but there are specific instances also that one can cite, which you have cited, which are there on the record. Inquiries going on, we still don't know what's happening.
Isn't this a point of concern, despite all your publicity, despite all the attempts?
I wouldn't want to go.
No.
You wouldn't want to go? Okay, Smriti, complete your point.
You have just cited the case of a Bareilly officer who has raped a victim of gang rape.
Yes.
The question tonight is, when is justice seen to be done in our country?
Arrogance of power.
When have we seen time-bound justice delivered to rapists? When as an example, outraging a woman's modesty, all you get is a slap on the wrist, 2 years or a fine or both. Is that enough?
Smriti, let me tell you, this is the incident that I spoke about. Is an incident which Times Now is investigating what happened, in which a sub-inspector investigating a rape case rapes the victim.
I would like to remind you of Banda.
In the pretext of getting a statement. This happens in Faizabad range in Uttar Pradesh.
I would like to remind you of Banda,
Akhilesh Yadav.
There are
just
14-year-olds
just from the capital
by an
MLA. Yes.
Goes to a police station only to be locked up and beaten up.
Mr. Luthra, do you feel there is no faith in the police anymore?
Let me explain. You know, we have taken many measures to increase the faith of women in police. For example, in every police station, I am ready to walk into any police station right now with you and to show you that we have a special women help desk in every police station.
Who doesn't
which is
have
banned.
a toilet? She doesn't have a toilet, so most of the time she's not there.
Let me explain. Let me complete it, please. I cannot answer if you keep interrupting me. We have created women help desk, and we have dedicated women police officers manning those desks. And we have registers. If a woman goes there, her complaint is registered in that register. And we keep seeing it till it is finally resolved.
You know, Mr. Luthra, today your police commissioner says...
Arnab, I would like to ask Mr. Luthra one thing.
Today, Smriti, I just want to make a point. Today your police commissioner was sarcastic to reporters and he said, theoretically the bus could have been stopped. Can I just say one thing? Theoretically, your system is working right.
You know, it is...
Theoretically for you,
I don't
your
believe...
Your system is working not for the people.
I don't believe this is with some kind of sarcasm.
I thought it was
I don't believe it.
No, but then it's even worse.
Well, I want to get a caller. SD Roy is calling in from Delhi. We're going to take a couple of calls here. We're going to take a couple of calls. SD Roy is calling in from Delhi. Mr. Roy, are you still there? This is Arnab here.
Hey, SD Roy.
Mr. Roy?
Hello? Yes, Arnab. Hello, Arnab.
Mr. Roy, go ahead. You can make your point to the Delhi Police Joint Commissioner directly.
Yes, Mr. Arnab, good evening. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, Mr. Arnab.
Yes, go on.
I think, gentlemen, our honorable officer is under the constraint of some political pressure. That's why still he cannot speak out from his heart. What happened, everybody knows, but still he is diverting the issue. They are unable because there is a political pressure. I repeat it, please bring some politician who are absolutely concerned with this. Hello? Or no?
Today...
Go ahead, I'm hearing your voice. One more caller is coming in. This call is coming from Vadodara and Ashwin Gandhi is calling. He wants to make a point as well. Ashwin Gandhi, go ahead.
Yes, Mr. Arnab, I would like to find a very easy solution that all the girls should carry a spray which are available, you know, in the US and China market, where they can keep it in the purse, and also there is an alarm which you get it, so as soon as it's pressed,
what should they do?
You know, the alarm will come online.
Mr. Gandhi, today, Mr. Gandhi, I just want to come in here for a minute, please don't mind. I'm saying today the answer, one minute, he's only suggesting how women can defend themselves. That's not the focus. That's not the focus of our program. 1 minute. That's not the focus of our program. What we are narrowly looking about here is, and Mr. Luthra, I just want to make one point. Please don't think that we are only questioning the police.
Yes.
There are 3 sets of people we are questioning. So you should not feel that we are prejudiced against you. Okay. We want to help you.
Thank you.
We want to make your hands stronger, but you must also display the ability to step up for the citizen. We will question the arrogant politicians, and we will question the sexual perverts in our society as well. But at the end of the day, you must bring the faith back of the people in you.
Of course.
So that Malavika doesn't say that, you know, even I as an accomplished lawyer of Delhi will not walk up to an SHO if I have a problem.
At 2 in the morning.
At 2 in the morning.
That's the point.
You know, I fully understand what she's saying, but let me say, this could be a subjective view. I'm not saying this may not be right, but again, this is a subjective view. And we are doing every bit to ensure, to restore the confidence of women in police. If you allow me to say, we have had, when the new commissioner joined about 6 months back, we had a meeting with women NGOs.
Yes, I was there, was part of that meeting.
She was also there. And whatever steps were suggested meticulously and sincerely, we are trying to implement them. But some of them are definitely implementable, but some of them will take little longer to implement. So we must appreciate that we are trying our best to restore the confidence of women in police and society.
One minute. Smriti Irani raised her hand because she's outside. Can I just go to Smriti?
Okay, but I
want to go to Smriti for a minute. Yes, Smriti.
Yes.
The tragedy of this is that nobody wants to take the bull by the horns. People are expecting all citizens of Delhi to appreciate half measures or no measures at all. The tragedy is that every time such an incident happens, there was a gentleman called Mr. Roy who called in. He's asking for political accountability. The tragedy with Delhi is that when you ask the Chief Minister in Delhi, she says, I'm not responsible, the centre is. When you ask the centre, it will give you some conciliatory words in Parliament and then actually not do anything on the roads to actually prevent this crime. So I think the time has come where people realize, especially in the administration, that the citizens of Delhi and India are no longer satisfied with mere words. They want definite answers, they want definite action, and they want definite justice to be done.
I think we want definite answer from India's parliament.
Yes.
We have been talking about police, we've been talking about the systems. We want definite answer from the parliament and parliamentarians. What is happening?
I'm very sorry to say this.
They talk about hanging, they talk about capital punishment.
But I'm very sorry.
What about getting the sexual assault law passed? What are they skipping over?
Can I just say
why don't they give the law to the women?
I'm with you, Ranjana. We're all on the same line, but as I go into a small break.
Ranjana ji?
Yes.
I was there, one of the first to ever stand up and ensure that the protection of children from sexual assault is passed. We are very much there to ensure that sexual harassment against women at workplace is also passed. But the question that needs to be addressed tonight is that when the Delhi police has an increase in PCR vans from 100 to 600, why is it that the crime in Delhi against women is still not curtailed?
Yes, what is central government doing about the budget to Delhi police? Why are they not equipping the Delhi police? We are hearing all this. I was part of that meeting with the police commissioner, but at the same time, every promise is made and not delivered.
As I conclude, I just want to make one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if even half of the Rajya Sabha was present, unfortunately, when those speeches were being made. And if so much time can be given to politically contentious issues, perhaps a little bit more time could be given to something more substantial when it comes to a case like this. I want to, a last point to the very last word here. Yes, you want to have a last word.
I didn't get enough chance to reply to such tough questions. You know, we are missing one point. We are legally mandated to complete the investigation in 60 days and file the charge sheet.
Yes.
But we need faster courts. We need faster trials.
I agree.
And we need exemplary punishment.
On that I second you.
Enhanced conviction rate.
On that I second you. But I also want you. I want you to open the files, Mr. Joint Commissioner, after you leave this program, and take action against those people who made those comments, showing that they have a regressive mindset. If they are wearing the uniform, I want you to take action to throw them out.
I am not updated about their action, but I can assure you, definitely some action is being taken against them. And next time if I come on your program, I promise I'll show you what action.
I hope you will. Thank you very much. Please stay tuned. In 2 minutes, I'm back with the News Hour special edition tonight.
On the News Hour tonight, unless a death penalty is put in place, will there be enough fear?